Happy New Year's, everybody. The video that I did at the end of last year signing off to me was really pathetic. But my eyes are still watering. Still recovering from the flu, but when I did that, I was not feeling good at all. So a lot of the picture, there wasn't enough of pictures. That barely even represented what was new to the shop. And I realized there were two things in that video that you guys probably didn't even know about. One is I showed a chuck on eBay. If you ever see NOS, that means new old stock. And I was just kind of browsing around and I stumbled across this Jacobs chuck, which is what I use mainly on these two lathes. I already had one. Where is it? Jacobs 2B. I already bought the arbor for it, but it was a Jacobs 2B NOS, so it's brand new. I did have to rebuild it because oil that old or grease that old turns into like a lacquer and you can't even move it. But I had to tear it down, just clean it up, put it back together, and it's beautiful. Came with the key, everything. The one that I already had had messed up jaws on it, so I found the jaws for it, NOS, and had rebuilt that. So now I've got two of them. I was blown away, $20. Yeah, send it to me now. The other thing that was in there was this guy, because I realized in some of the videos I need a little pointer to point at things as I talk. So I decided to make my own, since looking for dental tools and all that were rather expensive. This is easy to make. This is just junk pine. I'm probably going to make a better handle out of mahogany or something. I had a ton of stainless steel welding rod, so it's cut, put in the grinder in a drill, in a cordless drill, and then run on the side of the grinding wheel to get a nice point to it. And then bend it, make a handle, freehand a fancy little knob on here, and poof, I got a pointer. Might be too long, I don't know, but for now, it's great. For this video, it's kind of short. I'm going to share kind of a find, maybe of interest to somebody. It's precision squares, and I also will share one or two things. Yeah, a couple of things beforehand. And then I'll show you the squares, precision machinist squares, and how I worked with them and checked them. So, see you next Friday. I've seen a lot of people or places with this book, Bar Z Bash, they're giving them away, and so on. This is a pretty nice book. I mean, the printing, everything, and it's got a lot of information in it. I picked this one up off of Amazon, of course. It's $35, and it's pretty nice. But this book was sent to me by Noel, a subscriber, some time ago. This is an older copy. It's called the Machinists Ready Reference, and it's $39, so it's $4 more off Amazon. And this book, I think, is better. It contains... You can see the thickness differences here. Do I want to lose that page? What is this anyway? That I have it over. For the retaining tap drill metric size, I'll find it again. But there's the thickness difference. It's quite a bit thicker. So I like this guy. I haven't done a whole lot of looking through either one. I have done a lot through this book because I had it. So I just wanted to point out there's two books here for $39, $35. So I don't know. You guys can make a decision. It is absolutely freezing cold in the shop, 45 degrees. So everything's closed up, space heaters running, so there's not much light. Wanted to share this first. There's a couple of things that I had asked the big fat guy in the red suit for. This is one of them. It came off of Amazon, Amazon. It's $15 or $16. And I wanted it because I do a lot of conversion between inch to metric or metch to inches. And this has got buttons to do it. It's the Sharp EL3-344R. It's unfortunately, it doesn't do it directly to millimeters. It does it to centimeters, inch to centimeters. So if I want to do like 4 millimeters, I just have to remember to convert it to 0.4 centimeters. And then I want to say from metric and then to inches, and there it is, 157 thousandths. So it's pretty cool for this kind of price, and it converts everything. I mean, feet squared, meters squared, temperatures, everything. So Sharp EL-344R. So that was one item that I had asked for, and I'm happy with it. The other item is this guy. I had asked for a precision machinist square, which comes in kind of a cheesy little box here, you can see. I think, okay, this goes in the scrap drawer maybe for something else. But I wanted a small square because, as you guys know, I've said before, in the mill and a lot of places, I just don't have that much room to put one of my other squares. I should have brought it out here, but so this is really a nice square. It's very small. This one is labeled Tay Tools. It's a 2.5 by 1.5 by 0.22 thick. It's advertised as 0.3 of a thousandths thick, and I think I have the price tag wrong. $12.99 must be right. $12.99 off Amazon for this guy. I had gotten this as a test. It's actually made by, even though it's relabeled, Tay Tools, which is Taytools.com? Yeah, Taytools.com, I think. Even though it's relabeled, it's made by a company called Kinex, Kinex, which is a Czechoslovakian company, but turns out they just say Czech because Czechoslovakia evidently split into two countries back on January 1st, 1993. So this is made offshore, and getting it as I tested it, you'll see in the upcoming videos the testing of it, how I checked to make sure it's square. It came out so good that I ordered a knife edge one from them, which actually said the company's name on it rather than Tay Tools. Both of these come from Amazon. This is $13. The same thing, 2.5 inch, was $29. And because of the quality, I ordered the 4 inch, which is $2 more. It's $31. So that one I haven't gotten. This one I can't show you because the knife edge one was way out of tolerance, so I've already packaged it up to go back to Amazon for a replacement. But so what to say on this guy? I did a lot of research on YouTube how to check the squareness of a square, and there's quite a few videos out there, but to do it, the first thing you have to do is make sure this is absolutely parallel, because in the other test, checking the squareness, if this thing is bowed this way or this way, you won't even know. It'll say the thing is perfect. So the first section here, or the next piece I'm going to show, is just checking both of these guys for parallelness. I check here, here, and here, and I've already got the numbers written down. This guy came in, I think you can, probably not, I don't think the camera can see the numbers, but this guy came in within 0.2, right? Yeah, 888, so 2. It came in within 0.2 of a thousandth parallel. And this guy, when I show the last piece of the video, came in to be, it's advertised to be within 0.3 of a thousandth square. It came in to be 1/10 of a thousandth square. So this guy is just beautiful. This guy parallel came in to be within a half of a tenth of a thousandth parallel, which is crazy to measure, but you'll see it, me doing it. But this guy is advertised to be square to a tenth of a thousandth. I'm measuring 3/10 of a thousandth out, so that's why I'm sending that back. It also had some funny grinding marks on it, like it was ground from here to here, and then it shifted, and it ground from here to here. So you see a plane of here, and then another plane. So maybe, hopefully, it's just messed up. I mean, since this one came in so good, this one I'm hoping the replacement will be cherry. And likewise, I hope this 4-incher will be too. So next up, I'm going to show measuring the parallelness, and then after that, how I decided to actually check to see just how square this guy is. Both of these guys too, when I put it on the granite surface this way, with the light behind it, you could barely see any light coming through the edge at all. So, I mean, these are sweet for this price tag. So, I hope you enjoy. I think the numbers are visible in that screen. I don't know where I'm going to be way off. Got a big chunk of aluminum here to try to angle it so everybody can see what's going on. Have the piece of paper over here with the pen so I can write these numbers down. The square is square. Should be pretty easy to do. Let's see here, back this guy out. Oh, I never checked to see if it's 0, but I guess it doesn't matter. I just want relative numbers. Am I close to being there yet? No, a little bit more. There. Okay, so this guy's clean. This guy's clean. Right? Yeah, feels good. Sorry, my hand's in the way. Okay, so what am I going to get here? Yeah, that's about as... No, I can tilt it this way. No, it's just going to hit no matter what. So, this way to see what the measurement is, huh? Alright, 820, 825, 825, 825. So, I'll write that down. 0.60825. Right? 60825. Alright, so move it somewhat to the center. 800. 805. 805. 800. I'm going to call it 800. 0.60800. And then the very end. I wonder if I'll get it closer to the end. 820. 820. 820. Alright, so get it out of there. 0.60820. That's pretty darn good. Alright. This one's going to be a lot tougher because it's a knife edge. But let's see what I can do here. Trying to hold it up. It's bigger. Alright, so it wants to tilt. That's what I was afraid of. 2380, 70. I don't know if I can do this. If I try to look at it straight on here, it wants to tilt. 60, sheesh. It wants to tilt. I think that's it. I think it's 2380. So 0.62380. Try the middle, huh? Because I can feel when it wants to tilt. And when I have it straight, it's like rocks out at tilting. Straight, 85. 85. 85, 80. Yeah, try it one more time. 80. Call it 86. 2380.2380. .62380. Oh, that's same as the base. Now, can I do the top? 75, 60. It's tilting. I've still got it tilting. Come on. I think it's 75. 62375. 0.62375. So that's pretty darn tight tolerances for both of these guys. All right, back to the bench or someplace else. Very, very difficult to do. Dial indicators on the surface gauge, giant piece of brass sitting on it so it doesn't move. You can see if this block moves, I'm going to lose my reference. So I got a vise and another giant piece of brass over there to ensure that doesn't move. A parallel. This can move. It's still not super secure. So I got to be very careful when I push in, but I'm trying to hold it down, hold it against the side to see that I can consistently get the same reading here. So it's just gently put it in there. Okay, so I'm getting the same reading every time here. I can't tell. I'm at an angle, and I think the camera is too, but flip it around and then measure the other side. And this is even harder to hold up against the block. So yeah, that's pretty tight. Pretty good. I'm getting the same kind of reading every time here. So that's the precision one, the knife edge. Let's try the other one. See where he's going to come in. All right, so slide it on the table first to make sure. Yeah, the table, the granite surface is completely cleaned. Everything cleaned down, because trying to measure tenths is ridiculous. So I'm not even touching. I don't know why it's not touching. So I got to push kind of hard here. There, I'm starting to get a reading. So there's 1, 2, yeah, I'm getting the same reading. Back it way out, go back in, flip it around, see where this side is. This is a hard one to hold down on the surface. Oh, pretty good. So I don't know why they say, like I said previously, that the error, the squareness is half of that. This one's even more precise than the precise one. This is supposed to be within, what, 3/10. Look at this. Jeez, this sucker is square. So that's kind of the setup here to do this test.